is time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2016 SJ Porr Challenge is dedicated to your friend and ours, Paul Wickstein. Brought to you by Brewcraft USA, iMake, Gladfield Malting, Yakima Valley Hops, The Grain Bill, Brewers Exchange, Keg Kingdom Homebrew Supply, Hiraki Homebrew, and a special thanks to our silver sponsors.
Well, back again for another SJ Porr Challenge review. Today, I'm doing the 85 Fox, 38 Mike, 77 Quebec. This is a light pale ale, and it says it's clean, refreshing with light, sweet malts and bitterness. So the ABV on this is 3.4. So there we are. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this thing cracked open. Slight hiss on that. Here we go with the pour. Watch for any floaties. I think I'll stop right there just in case. All right. Well, that is a really pretty color. Very light straw. Clear. Nice and clear. Not, I don't see any real... Well, a little bit of carbonation's coming up out of it. Not much of a head, but what head there is there. Nice, tight, forming bubbles. Not bad. Not a bad looking beer at all, as a matter of fact. Pretty. All right, let's go ahead and get a nose on this thing. Okay, well, I catch a little bit of a hop presence, maybe like a Centennial. Just a slight hint of a citrus there. Maybe just a little hint of a maltiness in there. Yeah, a little bit of a citrus, not a lemony. Actually, I think that's coming from the hops. Yeah, so a really light, faint citrus type hop presence that's in the nose in this beer. Yeah, maybe just a little bit of a maltiness, kind of maybe a light caramel. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and dive in. Cheers. Wow. So it doesn't really follow the nose at all. First thing that comes to the taste is that hop bitterness. It's not overpowering, it's very slight, but and it dries out real nice. So I catch a little, maybe just a slight bit of pine, maybe a little resinous. Let's try this again. Yeah, so there's a nice bitterness right up front, and you catch that hop presence is there. It's not like I said, it's not real overpowering, but it's got a nice kind of a piney, little resinous. Yeah, it's kind of hard to put my words to it. But yeah, the bitterness follows it all the way through, and then just kind of falls off right at the end. I catch a little bit of the caramel malt. Even kind of just a slight breadiness in it. Yeah, it's got a really nice mouthfeel to it. It's kind of light. It's very, very crisp. Just a real clean beer as far as that's concerned. All right, we're going to spend a little bit of time with this beer, let it warm up a little bit, and then I'll come back. All right, catch you. Okay, well, I'm back. And as you can see, as you start to swirl this beer, and now that it's a little bit warmer, you get a pretty nice little head on it. Tight bubbles. You know, you get a little bit of that foaminess to it. It's even got just a little teeny bit of lacing from a low ABV beer, which is nice. It's still really, really nice clarity-wise, and so now that it's warmed up a little bit, you know, you catch that hop. Kind of a little bit of pininess in the aroma, but you still catch a little bit of like a grapefruit citrusy aroma to it. Even maybe a little bit of that pininess that's in it. But it's really nice for the aroma as far as that's concerned, and the flavors. You know, as it started to warm up, you catch a little bit more of that pininess. And like that pine resin, you know, like it's coming right off the pine tree. And I don't know, when I was a kid, we used to cut it off and roll it around in our hands for a little bit, you know, nice dirt, whatever, and toss it in your mouth, and you'd catch that real thick resin taste that would linger on your tongue. And that's kind of what I catch off of this as it's warmed up a little bit. But just a slight citrus, you know, in the warming of this beer. I also catch, you know, the caramel coming off of the grains, and the taste. So it is a nice, sweet, light, very crisp beer. For a pale ale, you know, a pale ale, as far as that's concerned, what I would consider a pale ale, has got that really light bitterness. You still have a little bit of a hop presence, which is really nice. And it follows a little bit throughout the beer, but you catch more of that grain sweetiness, you know, malty, that kind of is a backbone of the beer. And then being a low ABV beer, you know, I think that it's very, very clean, very crisp beer. But I do think that the hop presence is a little bit more over. But all in all, you know, a really great beer. I could see myself sitting out on the tractor, cruising down the road, having a beer. And this would probably be one of those beers, because I do like the IPA style. I like pushing the envelope on the American Pale Ale in the hop, you know, arena as far as that's concerned. But I like hops. So, but as far as the style, I think it follows very well. You know, you get that little bit of astringency out of this beer. You know, we're trying to pull every bit of sugar and sweetness out of those grains. And so I think you do get a little bit of astringency in all of these ABV beers, but not that it's bad. You know, especially in this beer. This beer, like I said, is very clean and very clear, and very crisp to the taste. So cheers to the brewer on this. Did a great job for a pale ale. I'm really enjoying it. Cheers.